at that house.
You know about Bat Lady?
She's our town boogeyman. She only comes out at night, and she steals children, and she eats them. I'm kidding.
Generally speaking, we all do the judging a book by its cover thing. It's how we triage things in life, especially in entertainment, because your time is limited. Hey, that's what this channel is about. You take series, for example. If I go ahead and actually read the synopsis of a young adult murder mystery thing, and I read that, based off of my past experiences with other content, I'm probably going to think at the very best, it's going to be passable content. Even when I watch the trailer, I'm still thinking like, it's still a young adult series on there. Maybe it'll be pretty decent or whatever. That's where I go and actually come from, because that's just how my mind is programmed based off my past experiences. But I will tell you right now, Shelter exceeded my expectations. And in this review, I'll tell you the reasons why. For those of you that are new to the channel, I watched the first 2 episodes of new content on streaming platforms to see if they're right for you. I watch things so you don't have to, and I give you a good synopsis on what we're diving into. If you like how that sounds, do me a favor, click like, share, subscribe. And now, let's get into this review. Harlen Coben's Shelter is a mystery crime drama that premiered on Prime Video in August of 2023. It contains 8 episodes, each coming in around about 55 minutes. It's based off the novel of the same name by, of course, Harlen Coben. It stars Jaden Michael as the main protagonist, Mickey Bolitar. One of my favorite character actresses, Constance Zimmer, as Shira Bolitar, Mickey's aunt. And Adrian Greensmith as Arthur Spoon Spindale, Mickey's best friend. What we have for the storyline is this. Shelter tells the story of high school junior Mickey Bolitar, Michael as his real name is, as he navigates his new life with a mom in rehab, a dead father, an annoying aunt, and a new school in New Jersey with a camel as his mascot. When a creepy old lady who may or may not be a ghost tells Mickey that his father isn't dead, Mickey is sure he's losing his mind on top of everything else. There you have the story. Let me go ahead and give you some perspective on this, and then we're going to dive into this review. So first and foremost, I love murder mysteries, all types of different ones, even the young adult ones. I can go ahead and actually find something passable for it and all that kind of good stuff. So as a result, I'm the main target audience for this genre. But I'm going to go ahead and actually make sure that I give casual perspectives as well, so that we can go ahead and actually make sure that we have all the voices for this series going forward. So let's lay out the expectations for mains and casuals in this. For mains, number 1 is an intriguing mystery. Okay, we want you to go ahead and actually lay out breadcrumbs. We want you to go ahead and actually have it mean something. It's got to be deep enough and intriguing enough for us to really stay engaged with this. Like, everything else comes second and tertiary in regards to this, but if you have an intriguing mystery, you're going to keep the main target audience. Number 2 is world building. Let us know how this world works, what's going on, where are locations, all that kind of stuff on there, just to kind of give us an idea. If there's magic involved or supernatural things or anything like that, give us that, build us that in there so that we can go ahead and actually wrap our minds around that as well. Third, our characters to root for. We love to go ahead and actually root for good characters, empathetic characters. Are there bad guys that we might go ahead and actually like just because they're cool like that or whatever? It's the third thing that we as main target audience members, what we want from a good crime mystery. Now, let's take a look at some expectations for casuals. Very similar to mains, they want an interesting mystery as well. It's got to go and actually speak to them as well. It's got to be engaging, because after all, everybody is coming to this for a mystery, and you can keep it casual and entertaining just by having an intriguing mystery as well. Number 2, they definitely are going to be more character driven than a main target audience member, so make sure that you build those characters well, make them likable and empathetic. The last one for a casual is pacing. You do not want to have something that drags on, various scenes drag on in order to set the scenes or anything like that. You really need to go ahead and actually condense, get your facts in there, get whatever character development you are in a tight space so that you don't lose a casual audience member. So those are the expectations. We got all that kind of stuff. You know my biases. Now let's review this bad boy. The first thing that I notice in this series is the dialogue isn't Shakespearean, but it isn't necessarily boring. I think most of the dialogue is grounded in reality of what people would say or do based on their established personalities. It makes the interactions with the characters and scenes easily digestible as real, and it has a way of building scenes and drama in a simple way. So this leads me to also my next point is that the pacing is excellent in this series. We get just enough of each scene to figure out what's going on and the impact it has on the story. Or if it's meant to leave breadcrumbs for the mystery, it'll do that as well. This makes the story move along very well, so much so that you can even forget that it's been 15 minutes that has passed. That's how well the pacing is done. Now, the mystery and the story that this series weaves is well thought out. Where things are fleshed out over time, the first two episodes do enough to give you many details of the mystery to intrigue you, but not enough to figure out everything because of the intricacy of it all. I'm going to say it's more complex than the average young adult series that I've ever seen or read. I feel both mains and casuals will be a fan of the way that the storytelling, the boarding, the dialogue is in this particular series. In regards to acting, I feel that this is very well cast. Everyone seems to embody their character's traits very well, from the looks to the dialogue. The main character of Mickey is probably the weakest acting of the cast, and it's not that he's bad. I just don't think that he has very much charisma on the screen, and sometimes he delivers his lines a little stilted. But overall, I still am okay with him as the main character. He portrays it pretty decently. One of the things up there is that I can't, when I saw the character of Mickey and he doesn't change his look up, he is consistent throughout the entire series. I can't stop seeing the dude from Soul Man when I see Mickey, and now you probably won't either. So that's one of the things on there. Has nothing to do with the young man's acting skills. It's just, yeah, it was interesting. My special shout out goes to Adrian Greensmith as the best friend. He's a likable nerd type character, which, you feel like, okay, we got the little nerdy guy, cool. But he's smart, he's funny, and he's a ride or die friend. And at first I thought he'd be unbearable, but he becomes likable real quick just because, and I can't really put my finger on it, but he's not, he is the typical nerd, but he's not. He's cooler than the average nerd, and not in the ironic kind of way or whatever. He's comfortable with himself, and so that character is refreshing. He's nice, and he's fun to go and actually watch on screen.
Someone would have to enter through this thing out here.
I want to do that. I can't remember if I'm claustrophobic. No, I'm not claustrophobic. I'm
Do you
not.
want me to shove you in a locker so we can find out?
I remembered I actually am claustrophobic. Isn't that funny?
Outside of Candace Zimmer, there are a couple of other character actors that I've liked over the years. Like Missy Pyle plays like a Desperate Housewives type of character, and Didi Khan plays a more than meets the eye teacher. And the young lady who plays Emma actually plays that character very well. So there's some very good portrayals on here. Really like the casting on this. I'm not going to say that everybody is, giving phenomenal acting chops or anything like that, but it's well cast for this particular series, and I just think that both mains and casuals will go and actually vibe with the acting in here. Some other thoughts that I have about this series is I love when mystery series make layers to the mystery, as in there's more to it than the initial mystery, and you're asking yourself how far does it go, who's all involved, why is everything even happening, and if there's supernatural aspects to it, you're sitting up there trying to put together that as well. The pacing and storyboarding for this series is very well done, and it's ideal for mains and casuals. But now I've got all that stuff out there. Let's get to the verdict. For main target audience members, I'm going to say watch the entire series. Reason being is we have a well-crafted, well-storyboarded series here that has a good mystery that goes back years, It leaves you breadcrumbs. It's paced very well. You've got some very good character actors in here, as well as some emerging young talent as well. This is a series that, because of the way that they're building upon the mystery as they go along, for us main target audience members, they just leave too much little breadcrumbs on there for you to want to stop. You're gonna want to go and actually binge this whole entire series. For casuals, I'm gonna say all you're gonna need is one episode. I could easily endorse you watching 2 episodes, but I usually suggest that's a series that may not be able to fully convince you to watch by the end of episode 1. But this one, I feel, totally gives you everything that you need to know in the first episode. The characters and story are set, the mystery is thrown at you, and understand the motivations of the main character. The acting is good, and the mystery is laid out as fast-paced but intertwining. The novel's author, Coben, developed the teleplay for this series, and it appears to have been a winning combo as he was brought on board and makes everything better, in my opinion. For main target audience members, go ahead and actually watch the entire first season. For casuals, go ahead and actually watch 1 episode. And that's what I have for Harlen Coben's Shelter, now showing on Prime Video. Check it out.
We're gonna dig up my father's grave. What are we gonna find?
Everybody has secrets.
You sat through the entire review. I appreciate you. That means that you must like this. So do me a favor. Click like if you really like it. And if you want to hear more reviews, go ahead and actually subscribe to the channel. But until the next time, I'll holler at you. Take care of yourself.